Okay, question 7. Lewis played a game of Space Invaders. He scored points for each spaceship that he captured. Lewis scored 140 points for capturing his first spaceship, so this is going to be important. He scored 160 for the second spaceship, 180 for the third, and so on. The number of points scored for capturing each successive spaceship formed an arithmetic sequence. Part A, find the number of points that Lewis scored for capturing his 20th spaceship. Let's see if we can write down the sequence here. So, the first term was 140. He starts out, he gets 140, then he's going to get 160, then he's going to get 180, and so on and so forth. And we want to know what happens when he gets to the 20th spaceship. So we want to know, what is U of 20? What's the 20th term? Well, we're going to need the nth term first of all. So let's calculate the nth term. And the nth term is found by doing A plus n minus 1 times D. So A is the first term, that's 140. D is the common difference, in this case 20. So it takes 20 to get to each successive term, and n in this case is going to be 20. So the 20th term will be A plus, sorry, beg your pardon, let's substitute the values in. N is 20. So we get 140 plus 20 take away 1, which is 19 times 20, and that's going to equal 140 plus 19 times 20. Well, 19 times 2 is 38, 380, and when we add those two together, we're going to get 520. Okay, part 2, we're asked to find the total number of points Lewis scored for capturing his first 20 spaceships. So I want the sum of the series. So I want S of 20. Now, I'm going to use the formula A times n over 2, or a half n as it's more commonly seen in the formula book, n over 2. So S of n equals n over 2 times A plus L, where A is the first term and L is the last term. So I'm going to do a half times 20 times A, which is the first term, 140, plus L, which is the last term, which we've calculated to be 520. That's going to equal 10 times 140, and 520 is 660. And when we times that by 10, it's going to be 6,600. Okay, and part C, let's see. Shan played an adventure game and she scored points for each dragon she captured. The number of points that Shan scored for capturing each successive dragon formed an arithmetic sequence. Shan captured n dragons, and the total number of points that she scored for capturing all n dragons was 8,500, given that she scored 300 for the first dragon and 700 for the nth dragon. Calculate the value of n. Well, the nth dragon is just another way for saying the last dragon. The last dragon. 700 points for the last dragon, 300 points for the first dragon. So 700 for the last dragon and 300 for the first dragon, 700 for the last. Calculate the value of n. So what we're going to do is use this formula again. remembering that S of n equals half n times A plus L. Now, we know what A is, and we know what L is, and we're looking to calculate n. We also know that the total number of points is 8,500. So the sum of this series is going to be 8,500, and that's going to be a half n times A, which is 300, plus L, which is 700. And now what we're going to do is try and solve this little equation for n. So what we'll do is 8,500 going to equal n times, well, 300 and 700 is 1,000, and if I multiply that by half we get 500. So 8,500 equals 500. Dividing both sides by 100 gives us this. So 5n equals 85, which means that n must equal 17. So n must be equal to 17, so she must have caught 17 dragons.